This is tight. Look, he's reaching up. There's going to be the tap. Oh my goodness, Hazem Khayali from Jordan winning by submission in the final to take the gold home to his home country of Jordan.
2021 saw IMMAF host the biggest Youth World Championships in its history. An especially great event for Israel, who competed as a member federation at IMMAF for the very first time.
You know, we joined IMMAF in the middle of COVID. We joined in December 2020 is when we got the recognition. They really were impressed with what we're doing and how we're running things, and we joined really fast. So for this, we are very grateful. As soon as competition were allowed, we jumped on it and we did everything really fast. So a lot of things that are happening here, we are kind of suffering from inexperience, but still it's great. You know, we're here, we're capturing the atmosphere, we're capturing the moment, and everybody's having a good time. Even though, you know, the fights are very hard, we're having a good time.
Experience. Let the kids experience, and when they want to go pull or just keep going like for fun, a lot of experience, know a lot of people, and competition is very safe environment for them. You see, they're really taking care of the kids. It's very important for this age.
Tajikistan are one of the most passionate and promising nations on the IMMAF roster, and in 2021 they produced their first ever junior pound-for-pound #1 in Otabek Rajabov.
And here we are at this men's junior bantamweight final, so 61.2 kilograms or 135 pounds. And here we are underway. It's Bahrain versus Tajikistan. A nice leg kick there from Tajikistan's Rajabov to start things off.
Murad's got a great head and arm choke as well. It's exceptionally tight. Very well versed on the ground with submissions. But every fight starts standing, so if you want to take this fight to the ground, you've got to use the combinations and the strikes to disguise that level change. Also, drive your opponent back to the cage. Big overhand right as the crowd respond.
Yeah, and it looks like a kick to the groin there. It's a shame, just as Rajabov got that solid straight right. Okay, we reset now. Let's see if Rajabov continues taking the lead here with the striking. It's pretty comfortable so far.
Now Murad's tasted that power. Is he going to be able to make sure that he eludes that power? He's got a little bit of blood on the side.
Yeah, I noticed that just now. Wow, in that case, I mean, Rajabov definitely packed some power in those punches. And sometimes that can be both demotivating or motivating even more. Like some fighters like, oh, look at this huge slam there from Tajikistan's Rajabov.
And the word from, sorry Seb, the word from the campfire here, of our officials at cage side, is that he came into the fight with the cut.
Okay.
So maybe that's, reopened.
Well, luckily, it's not in a spot where it necessarily will leak into his eyes or anything such, but it depends on the scramble, really. I mean, but as I was saying, I mean, some fighters, like take a Forrest Griffin, for example, they don't really get started until they see a little bit of their own blood. Sometimes that can really motivate a fighter, remind them, okay, I'm in a fight, he's got me, I've got to get him back. For other fighters, sometimes it can be a little demoralizing. You start thinking, oh no, he's in the lead, the judges are seeing this.
With the nice shoulder shots.
It's interesting how shoulder shots in the clinch have become such a standard technique now.
Yeah, they're quite good to consolidate the damage up, particularly the nose is quite uncomfortable. More of it's to disguise your attempt to take the person down, though. And on the ground as well, they're quite effective from side control to disguise your progression to go to the mount, you know. So they do consolidate a bit of damage and more of a distraction than anything.
Oh, that's a nice lateral drop, but didn't quite get his hips into. Look at this.
Inverted triangle here.
Inverted triangle, yeah.
10 seconds to work. Looks like he's got the clasp.
I like those knees to the body on the ground. I feel that's a pretty underutilized technique.
Now as we get set for round 2, who's going to initiate this level change first? But they've got to set it up with the strikes because both are well versed in the wrestling realm.
Some nice inside leg kick there from a southpaw position that Ibragimov fights out of. That was not necessarily a poorly set up takedown, but it was not disguised at all. A shot from pretty far away and easily defended there by Rajabov. Again, solid defense here from Otabek Rajabov with Tajikistan.
He's using the forearm against the top of the legs there to prevent the hips coming forward for the takedown, but also the knees in the clinch.
Oh, he's got the double underhooks. And there, once again, the Tajik takes top position.
Murad again was looking for that counter, the sacrifice throw, but the base of the Tajikistan fighter on top was just too great, and he ended up in the top position. That's such a viable skill to have in mixed martial arts as well. When the fights go into the ground and you think you're taken down, but you can switch it around is very beneficial. But you're two high-level wrestlers here in the cage, and Otabek is reading that perfectly.
Yeah, I mean, Murad Ibragimov had the right idea, but I mean, at the end, Otabek Rajabov was just all about that base.
Triangle attempt here from Morad. He's going to look to reach up, grab the foot. He can grab the shin. You see there's a little bit of the blue corner's shoulder showing. He needs to cover that. He needs to cut against the neck. So you kick up like a donkey and bite down on the neck like a shark. It enables a better choke.
The old donkey shark offense, I see. Yeah, it's just not tight enough, really. I mean, you want to have it over the ankle, not over the foot. Correct you, Ardeen.
And to achieve that as well, he needs an angle. So if he was to dive his right arm underneath the left leg of Otabek, he could circle out almost like he wants to look in the ear of Otabek. You know, he's going to get a better angle to bite the neck. At the moment, he's square with the hips, which makes it a little bit harder to bite the neck, but also enables him to get stacked up a little bit more. So it's a little bit more difficult for him to maneuver.
Now it's a little bit better. Still just not really tight enough. I don't think really that Otabek Rajabov is in any solid danger here.
No, I mean, you can see that from his ground and pound. There's massive space from his shoulder to his left shoulder to his neck. You know, in this submission, the leg and your opponent's arm will choke you. So you know, you need to constrict. Constrictive submission needs to be really closed in, and you can see Otabek had a lot of space, so much space that he could utilize the ground and pound. There's the uppercut being shown by Morad.
Woo, what a leg kick. It's like he's trying to score a field goal.
Great in and out footwork as well from Otabek. He skips that lead leg back very well as well. Very aware that Morad wants to shoot in on that lead leg. You see when he pulls out of range, he pulls that leg back ever so slightly.
Yeah.
That's what enables that, yeah.
You called it Mystic Dean.
I wish I could predict the lottery numbers.
Oh, you'd have to share them with me.
Hey, beautiful level change, but into the triangle. And he's got 2 minutes to work now. Can he make the adjustments? And has his corner told him to use the angle now? So he needs to start thinking about diving for the angle.
And again, it's just not tight enough. And that's the thing where, you know, the shin guards, they can be a bit of a hindrance when it comes to the triangle choke in particular. It can be just a little bit harder to get it. And I think we're going to see a repeat of the second round where Rajabek is just going to posture up and just rain down shots like a very painful hailstorm.
It's a little bit, to be honest, it's a little bit better here. The posture's a little bit more broken. You can see Otabek striking less. But again, you can see the shoulder of the blue corner, the left shoulder, that needs to be covered by Morad's leg. And the way he's going to do that is to dive his left arm underneath the right leg and turn the angle. Again, try to look into the ear of his opponent.
And quite a bit of intensity from the Bahraini corner. We got to know that we're down 2-0.
Also, how do you score this as well? You know, because almost certainly Otabek is in danger and he's controlled in this, we call this the diamond guard here, with a not full triangle. It's kind of like a guard over the shoulder. Do you score it that he's on top, or do you score it that actually Morad's offering offense in the submission? He's making this a dangerous situation for Otabek.
I guess we go by how effective it is. I mean, the submission danger isn't really effective. I mean, it's stopping the offense somewhat.
It's like a grey area.
Yeah, it definitely is.
I think it largely comes down as well to who's around judging. Do they have a Brazilian jiu-jitsu background? Do they fight in MMA? Have they fought? Or do they come from karate? You know, it's a toss-up between the three judges, you know. That's why the old saying, never leave it to the judges. Last 10 seconds of the third round here. And he's trying to make the adjustments late on, but I don't think it's going to be enough.
There we have it. This fight goes with distance.
And the IMMAF Junior Featherweight World Cup champion, in the blue corner from Tajikistan,
This year, IMMAF's #1 ranked pound-for-pound female athlete, Sabrina De Souza, dominated in Kazan to add a European gold medal to her ever-growing IMMAF medal tally.
The reigning world champion looking to add the European to her tally as well, taking on the Polish star Sara Jóźwiak from Poland. Poland in the red, Bahrain in the blue. Oh, big shots to the midsection from Sara.
Watch for these looping punches in the overhand rights from Sabrina.
Yeah, and Sabrina looking for the clinch now. Jóźwiak very handy in these positions as well. Let's see if she succumbs to it. Looking to roll over Sabrina, but she might get her back taken here. She's got that headlock.
Scarpa, oh, V-lock attempt here. This is a shoulder lock. If she can triangle the legs and force hips up to the sky, she can see a submission.
Oh, big shots as well from Sara. What a start to this featherweight contest.
Is this going to promote De Souza now to keep this fight on the feet? She's going to look for the looping punches. She's got to punch her way in and look for those shots that come over the top. Sara tends to leave her chin up there in space with her hands down.
And we saw yesterday such a technical contest with Sabrina. This is an all-out war right from the start, Dean. Toe-to-toe, head-to-head, punch for punch. Oh, that overhand right, the heavy, heavy hands of the Bahraini Sabrina.
Sara reaching down for the leg here. She's got to try and clear the underhooks to gain a better ability to drop down low past the hips and secure the legs. Working some nice knees, however.
Yeah, this is interesting though, Dean. I was about to say, it looks like she has sort of a strength advantage, which you might not expect. But Sabrina just biding her time. Now switches to the back, one hook in, Dean.
Lightning fast transition. She needs to get that left hook on the inside of the hip of Sara.
Sara reaching down to try and pry that foot out of the way. Is that key, Dean? Is that what she needs to do?
She reaches down and pulls the leg out, and she's fast about it, it's good, but the whole time your hands are not by your neck, if you're reaching down for the leg, you could potentially give up your neck for the choke.
So Sabrina claimed that world title back in Bahrain in 2019 with 3 submission finishes, 3 arm bars, 1 knee bar. Now heavy on the back, moving to mount, Dean.
Sabrina briefly had the body triangle. She didn't have it fully locked, so she sent Sara starting to turn. That's why you saw her skip to the mount. But here she can land those devastating shots. She still has power on the ground. It translates directly from her stand-up game into the ground game. And we spoke about Sara having the exceptional ground and pound, but she's, as of yet, there's an armbar attempt here. She's heard the 10-second clapper go. She's going to try and pry the leg, and the arm's away.
My goodness. Not perturbed whatsoever by the position she finished in round 1. In fact, it was like a little bit of a fire inside of Dean. Oh, good kick to the midsection there. Sabrina looking to counter. That overhand right, though, especially when you're orthodox against orthodox, a great shot for the shorter fighter against the taller one. Oh, the scramble.
Nice, she's pushing the head, that's beautiful work. She's going to try and clear the leg out. Perfect takedown defense here from Sara, and the crowd respond.
And you saw the corner there, they were cheering and clapping. That's a big victory in this war, right?
It's a huge victory, and we've not seen that that much from the amateurs here in the juniors and the senior division. You know, to force the head down is such a viable option. And we saw Sara from Poland initiate that and then achieve the separation.
Oh, there's the times takedown. Changed levels, drove through. Now inside the guard, but flat on the back is Sara from Poland. And this is where Sabrina gets methodical. But we saw she can explode into attacks with submissions. Right at the end of that first round, you said it exactly. As soon as she heard that 10-second clacker, she just went for it.
Nice guard pass here from Sabrina. She's got to look to get that right leg out of the clasp of her opponent now to go to the mount. Sabrina doing a good job of controlling the top half of the body, particularly with the underhook.
Oh, switches out. Look at how she spreads her weight across the upper torso of her opponent.
Knee on belly.
But she dropped that into the midsection as well, Dean, stifling the breathing of Sara.
She could potentially swing around from the other. It's got a minute left, so she might opt to stay in the top position before she chases the submission at the end of the round. Sara doing a good job of retaining the half guard. Nice body shots from Sabrina.
So heavy. She hits so hard. Look at the way she creates that angle, so she's got that pressure, the maximum amount of pressure pushing down on her opponent, Dean, and still working the pass. Plenty of questions were asked in round number one by Sara to Sabrina. Certainly was a firefight between the two. But once she got the takedown, and what a beautiful takedown it was as well, Dean. This has been it, and Sabrina again looking to push those legs past.
Sara doing a good job of retaining that half guard, however. Just as when he thinks Sabrina's passed into a more dominant position, Sara brings it back.
Moving forward, heavy kicks, big right hand coming over the top from Sabrina.
Sara doing a good job of trying to get that leg free. Nice trip there from Sabrina.
Yeah, but as soon as she was freeing that leg, Sabrina was attacking and tripping the rear one. Oh.
Sara looking to hook that leg. She'll look to try and turn into her opponent and try and scoop that half guard with the right leg.
Sabrina once again so strong on top, Dean. The control, the understanding of just how to control your opponent, such a high level.
Sabrina's doing a good job of following her opponent round, going hip to hip, making sure she maintains this top position. She's going to potentially look for the mount. She's got to skip that leg right across and avoid the half guard of Sara. You can see there, Sara does a great job of securing the leg, pushing it through, creating the angle as well to start to turn into her opponent.
Oh, dropping down, looking for that knee bar, Dean.
Sara doing the right thing here, triangling the legs. But ultimately, she's got to try and clear her knee line from the inside of the legs of Sabrina.
Sabrina has a knee bar finish. Took that en route to the World Championships. Lets it go now, 1 minute left. Sara Uzniak, as game as they come, Dean. No quit, no breaking this young lady from Poland.
She's she's doing a good job of using her attributes, which is the length, to keep her opponent away. Even on the feet, you know, you would think that the overhand right would land from Sabrina, but Sara just gauging the distance really well and understanding that her physical attributes aiding her in the half guard. She doesn't really buck too much and turn into her opponent. She just reaches with those long legs to re-establish the half guard and now works herself back to the full guard.
She's got one of those arms trapped. Let's see if she tries to in the last 20 seconds, maybe throw up an armbar, something from bottom. But Sabrina so heavy on top. Final 10 seconds. And again, that clacker awakens the Bahraini fighter Sabrina De Souza. Finishes with an exclamation mark.
For your winner by unanimous decision, and now your IMMAF Women's Featherweight European Champion. In the blue corner from the Kingdom of Bahrain, Sabrina De Souza.
World's champion and now IMMAF European Featherweight Champion 2021.
In one of the more emotional moments of 2021, Jordan's Hazem Khayali stole the show on the final day of the inaugural IMMAF World Cup, defeating Owen Sheridan to become an IMMAF gold medalist.
Owen Sheridan looked fantastic in his victory over Norway's Tian Olsson. Just really pieced him up. Oh. Nice work there. This is exactly what Khayali wants. He's a very skilled grappler.
Yeah, 5-time Abu Dhabi World Champion in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, IBJJF World Champion Budapest and in Rome and in Bahrain. Gold medalist in the 2020 under 93 kilogram in the Arab Fighting League as well. This is where he comes to fruition on the ground. Sheridan has got his work cut out here.
And he was threatening a little bit, was Sheridan, with the reverse triangle from the bottom, but
yeah, guys with longer legs as well can get that. You know, it's a bit easier to stuff the head through and clasp the inverted triangles you see here. But there's the Kimura. This is what he's known for. He broke a guy's arm in his first fight. He nearly finished Stephen Costello with it as well. What he's got to do is try and sit on his opponent's head, force the head down to the canvas here. Lots and lots of weight on the head because it limits the maneuverability. Sheridan wants to circle around almost like he wants to give up the side control. He's got to be careful about turning away, however. Nice escape there from Sheridan.
yeah, very nice work indeed. Up to a standing position, but Sheridan not completely out of danger. Khayali could very well slap on a guillotine there.
Yeah, to see if he accepts the bottom position. He will do if he senses it's really tight. He's got it from the top position now. He's using circular motion to put the pressure on. Might be difficult to finish from this position, however. He might let go of this in favor of not burning the arms out and maintaining the top position, as the ref already asking for more action. There's a lot going on here. There's a positional awareness from Khayali. You know, his top pressure, he's driving his shoulder into the midsection, thus controlling the hips of Sheridan. See, as soon as the hips come up from Sheridan, he's able to escape. That's why he pulled him away from the cage to limit that kick off the cage.
And that really just speaks to the grappling IQ of Khayali, recognizing the potential threat there, but Sheridan could use the cage to his advantage, and he dragged him out from under it.
He's a very dedicated fighter as well. He studies full-time, studies management and business full-time at university, as well as chasing his fight career. And he also teaches the youths and teams over in Jordan. They see him as a role model.
Talk about a skilled guy then.
Well, there's the guillotine here. You can finish it from this position as well if you get the right leverage. And it says to me that it's tight because Sheridan accepted the bottom position, but you can get some more leverage because he can fire the hips in. Look at the face there of Sheridan. When he starts to defend the neck, you're going to know he's in trouble.
Oh, he gets out of it. That looked really, really close, though.
Khayali's got to stay away from this triangle, however. Warning for the strikes to the back of the head.
All right, that puts an end to the first round.
Yeah, that's a statement as well from Sheridan. Say, look, you tried to submit me twice with the Kimura and the guillotine, and you didn't get me, I escaped. You know, so that's going to build the confidence now for Sheridan. And it prompts him to get the single leg here. The guillotine is set up again, and it's tight because you see Sheridan go straight for the arm control there to alleviate the pressure on his neck.
Yeah.
Got to defend your neck.
And I think that may have been a bit of a tactical error, perhaps a little bit of bravado there, trying to show some, prove something, but I think undoubtedly Sheridan does have the advantage on the feet.
And that's the respect as well from Khayali. He's usually got game. Oh, from the mount now. This is dangerously close to being finished. This is tight. Look, he's reaching up. There's going to be the tap. Oh, my goodness. Hazem Khayali from Jordan winning by submission in the final to take the gold home to his home country of Jordan.
At the IMMAF World Cup, Ireland's Shauna Bannon, a world silver medalist in 2019, returned to claim IMMAF gold for the first time, less than a year after giving birth to her first child.
Shauna, a 2019 world silver medalist, 2017 Waco world kickboxing champion, back on the IMMAF platform from after giving birth to her son, Jace.
And you can see that from her stance, the way she moves, the way she bounces. But she's got to be careful. I mean, Carrie Ann Vernon got to the finals via a first-round knockout yesterday. A pretty brutal knockout, in fact, it was, over Sweden's Jessica Andersson. Both ladies tying up here now, and a lot of pressure and expectations on Shauna Bannon as well. You know, she's been very hyped up.
And rightly so as well. I mean, she was training 4 weeks after the birth of her son. She's also training leading up to her birth as well. She fought 2 times already since giving birth, before fighting in the IMMAF, so that's 3 times now. She makes sure she stays active. She's in the game. You know, she carries herself in a very calm and collected manner. Very highly skilled as well. Her footwork as well pays dividends in the cage. She's able to exit those counter shots, particularly with somebody who's got a longer reach, as you'd see from Vernon.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely a battle of different striking styles. I mean, you'll see Shauna Bannon a little bit more light on her feet, a little bouncier, much more in and out action. Some perhaps heavier, harder shots from Vernon. Oh, nice kick there. I love the way that Shauna Bannon sort of throws that lead kick over the shoulder. Very nice stuff. A little bit reminiscent of some stuff that Stephen Wonderboy Thompson has done.
Yeah, she comes over the top. Like TJ Dillashaw does it really well as well.
Yeah.
He'll come really close and he'll flick that leg over at a precarious angle that the fighters often don't train for. They don't see it that often in the gym, you know, and it's not a traditional angle where a kick comes from, so it often catches people out.
Yeah, we saw her drilling some of those techniques the other day while she was training with Paddy Holohan. And she seems to like that jab to the body, then overhand right combo.
There's been a lot of spinning kicks around leading up to the IMMAF trip as well. There's a lot of taekwondo athletes that we've come in contact with over here, actually. It's quite a big thing in the Czech Republic. It's refreshing to see mixed martial arts really come into shine here in the Czech Republic. Host nation, beautiful city of Prague.
Sure is. If you haven't been here, I say book a trip. Oh, that was a nice overhand right got through there from Shauna Bannon, but Vernon eats it. Yeah.
Hey, look at that. That's beautiful.
And a takedown now from Shauna Bannon.
When do you ever see that? A tip tap. Beautiful.
You got me stumped. And right into mount. Oh, but look at that. Vernon spins it around.
But Bannon pulling the trigger, immediately getting back to her feet here. She's got to turn into her opponent and start to work the underhook. She can frame on the face of her opponent to create some space to pummel that right arm underneath her opponent's left arm. Vernon doing a good job of staying nice and dominant outside. Nice head pressure as well. Bannon turns the position now on the outside, returning the head pressure. Shauna's going to work here close range with the punches. Her corner's calling out for the knees close range as well. So it forces your opponent to almost push their hips back ever so slightly, which allows you to circle round to the relevant side. And also if they're defending these heavy knees to the body and to the legs, they're not defending the takedown. Sometimes that will open up an avenue for the takedown if otherwise it wasn't there before.
Neither fighter really able to advance from this position so far, but I do suspect we will see a couple trip attempts soon.
Yeah, if Shauna can get that left leg behind Vernon and circle round to her left with the double underhooks, is the takedown available there. But again, she needs her hands clasped. She's let that go of the clasp in favor of the head punches here now. One minute left now in round two. I think either lady doesn't really want to give that little advantage, go for the takedown and end up getting swept and then being on the bottom, or giving away that little position here. But it's Shauna that's in the more dominant position up against the cage. She's got double underhook. She's got the outside position as well as the head pressure. She's landing these strikes as well, which is scoring. Nice knee to the body.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and we did see a reason for sort of a bit of tentativeness from Shauna Bannon's side, because she was almost swept, when she got Carry-On Vernon down. Vernon never out of a fight.
Shauna Bannon now looking for a home with the left hand. She gets it now. She's got double underhooks. Just under 10 seconds to work, though. Hand separation again from Shauna. Bannon already looking for that elusive footwork. I love the way she taps that lead leg, keeps the weight on her back foot, which allows her front foot to come up and engage her opponent. And for Vernon as well, she's got to start to read this now and catch the kick. Maybe kick that lead leg as well to take some of the footwork away from Shauna.
Yeah, I am a little bit surprised that we haven't seen more leg kicks from Vernon, because usually when you do have a fighter who's so quick on their feet, and that is sort of her key to success, hitting them with a couple heavy leg kicks, especially early on, could really be a good investment. Oh,
there was the leg kick you were speaking about.
Called it. They say I predict these things.
Shauna now back on the outside here. The referee's already in shot. You can see she's already looking on the system that she's going to potentially ask for more action, given that this second round they were in this position, not really much happened. There wasn't a takedown, no decisive shots.
Yeah. I would be content with a separation here, to be honest. There's not really a whole lot being accomplished.
Vernon doing a good job of limiting the damage from these left hands. She's doing a good job of putting a hand on the inside of the bicep of Shauna. Some foot stomps now from Shauna.
Bit of an old school technique there.
Shauna doing a good job of keeping the pin up against the cage. Listening very well to her corner as well. That's another skill in itself, to be able to block out the noise and just hear your coach's representations and then move almost like they're playing a computer game and they have the controller. Having the confidence in your coach to initiate that and kind of not hold back and do half the technique because he's saying it. Shauna's really invested in what Paddy's saying.
And that just speaks volumes of the relationship that they have between student and teacher. I mean, these shots are getting through, but it's nothing that's going to end the fight.
Yeah, it's definite control from Shauna. She's doing the right thing here and shutting down the longer fighter. And she gets the takedown. Beautiful work.
There we have it, yeah. 20 seconds left on the clock. Shauna Bannon once again in top position. Will she ride out the last round?
She's going to try and get that left leg out now, using the inset of her right to try and skip to mount here, but she might run out of time.
Oh, wow.
Pound at the end.
She knows she has it.
An ecstatic Shauna Bannon from Ireland.